weeks till spring break, and that's the only thing that's on my mind this week. I don't know why I'm lacking motivation so much, but we're just gonna get everything we need to get done this week at our own time. I like doing a schedule, y'all know that, but some weeks I just cannot find I don't know, motivation to stick to that schedule, and I just end up working on my own time. So that's what we're doing right now. It is currently 12:47, very, very late for me to start working. You can't see my time. You never can see the time when I try to show it with you. But we're about to start watching a couple shows for my writing about place class that we are assigned this week. Thankfully, I don't have any reading for that class, just shows. So today I'm just gonna watch those shows and then slowly ease myself into the deeper readings later today or just later in this week. But that's the plan. We also have a summary due next Monday, so prayerfully we're going to start working on that this week as well. So those are the vibes. Trying to stay motivated, trying to stay just on routine, because spring break is only 3 weeks away.
Felt fulfilling it, but with so many to care for, Mrs. Thomas felt the chief interest.
This has been my go-to drink. It's just a Vietnamese coffee packet, and you brew some water into it, about 6 ounces, and then I add a creamer, a coffee cake creamer, and then I add a little bit of raspberry syrup. It sounds crazy, but it's really good. But this is my beverage of choice recently. But I'm at my desk and we're about to get some homework done. It's been a really cozy, quieter week for me, so I'm just really trying to take that as I can, because like I said, only 3 weeks till spring break, and I'm so feeling it, okay? But we're at the desk. I already have my to-do list written for today. We're going to use the Pomodoro method today. It's essentially a method where you work for a certain amount of time and rest for a certain amount of time. With it being colder all of a sudden this week, it has been harder to get up and be productive, so Pomodoro method always is my favorite to just help me be productive. So yes, that is the plan for right now. Prayerfully we can get at least 2 Pomodoro sessions done, which will be probably a total of an hour and a half. So it's or no, honestly, we may need to get 3 or 4 done, honestly. Quite a bit later. It's around 4:30 or so, and I've just picked up my Christian nonfiction read of the week. This is But Then She Remembered by Katie Westenberg. I started reading this summer and I didn't end up finishing it, so I just wanted to finish it this week alongside of the rest of my homework readings. But this literally is just a book to remind you about the goodness of the Lord, which is something that I've been struggling with recently for some reason. Just this week I've had a lot of thoughts about the future and just worrying about the future, so this book is helping me remember all that the Lord has done for me, all that the Lord can do for me, all that the Lord has done for so many believers that have came before me. So it's a really good book. I really have been enjoying it. Like I said, I have a couple chapters to finish, so I'll be able to finish this with you guys this week and reflect on it with you guys, which is my favorite part of reading Christian nonfiction with you guys, is being able to talk about all that I learned so we can learn together. So I'm just reading this before I probably am going to make another cup of coffee and start on a movie for class, but there's Bible study later tonight, so I'm gonna need that second cup of coffee so I don't sleep through Bible study, because the devil attacks me in different ways, okay? I get sleepy during Bible study. Sue me. Okay, we have our iced coffee. I've been craving one all day, so I'm glad this is my second cup and it'll get the craving out the way. But I have my movie queued up for my writing about place class. I just have to watch this movie and then I'll be able to post my initial response for the discussion post for this week, and then the rest of the work I have to do for my sociolinguistics and writing about place class will just be responding to classmates. So I'm on a good track. I've been a little bit slow doing my work this week, but it's just because it's been so cold, and when it's colder I genuinely lack motivation to do work. But we're doing it slowly but surely. But getting at the desk today for sure helped me, so we're gonna turn this movie on. I'm gonna take notes on my phone just with the timestamps like I did yesterday, and watch this. I have no idea what it's about. I think it's supposed to be about Texas, something about that. It's called Apollo 10.5, so I'm guessing it's about like the space NASA headquarters in Texas. So we're gonna watch this. Hopefully I can take good enough notes on it before Bible study starts at 7:30, because it's 5:13 right now and this movie's supposed to be almost 2 hours, so we're cutting it a little close, but I wanted to at least attempt before the day goes out to do some more work for my courses. It's currently 7:09. I still need to change the font color. Okay, that's better. It is 7:10 and I just finished with the film for my class, and I was able to write an initial response like post to the prompt. So the rest I need to do for that course is just respond to my other peers. So that's out the way. But y'all, I cannot wait to let y'all know what the Lord's been doing in my life when it comes to just closer to graduation, because all this week I have been in such deep prayer about just my capstone and everything working out. And all I have to say is that trusting God just does not only mean trusting God in your daily life, it also means trusting him with your academics and career. And just know, this week I've been having to trust. I've been having to knock in that patience, because me being me, I want to plan everything out to a T, and the Lord's like, just wait, because I'm gonna make this work for this and this work for this, and just, it's just insane. But it's almost time to get to Bible study, so I'm gonna freshen up real quick, get my Bible and stuff out. And I think my family just got home with some groceries, so I'm gonna help them out, and then we're gonna get to afternoon Bible study. I think we're starting a Fruit of the Spirit series, so I'm super excited about that. Guys, good morning. Happy Thursday. This is the first day this week that I've gotten up at my proper time. It's currently 8:38. I got up, made my bed, brushed my teeth, actually did a discussion post. I replied to one of my classmates, so now I only have 2 more replies to do for my courses. But I'm about to go and do leg day. I'm actually really scared, but I just wanted to applaud myself a little bit, because I've been struggling to get out of bed earlier than 9 a.m. all this week. But I got up. I got up and out of my bed. I don't know what changed. I think the Lord heard my prayers, because I hate getting up late. Doesn't even matter if I start homework and work late. Just getting up late in general just really, I don't like it, because I feel like I've wasted majority of my day. But we're up and at 'em, and I'm about to do my workout, but I'm going to see you guys when we're sat at the desk ready to do some more work for the day. Coffee, we're at our desk. Plan today is to get a lot of reading done. I have an article to read for my summary assignment due Monday, and I also need to put a bigger dent in Jane Austen today. Next Monday will be our last, my last assignment regarding Jane Austen. I've been reading it for the past 3 weeks, so if you guys keep hearing me talk about Mansfield Park and Jane Austen, it's because the unit is quite long, because we have to read 372 pages to wrap up the unit. So I'm on chapter 27 and I want to get to chapter at least 30 today. I have to get to chapter 37 to finish out the book. So slow progress is good progress, because I have to finish reading it by Monday to answer all the questions and stuff. So that's the plan for today. Plus I want to do an hour of work and pour over some verses today. I really have been liking doing verse deep dives. I sometimes film them, but sometimes I just do the verse deep dive for myself, because it's really fun to just sit and pour over scripture and take fun notes and kind of junk journal at the same time. So that's the vibes for today. Also, my cat has discovered a new place in my room. If you can see her, she's literally been asleep there for the past 45 minutes, all up on my Bible pillow and my squishmallows and all the things. But it's really cold, so I can't even blame her. So we're gonna get started on work. Just wanted to let y'all know what the plan was for today. I also need to moisturize my face or do something, because it is so cold, y'all. It's ridiculous. Okay, made it to chapter 30. This was our goal for today. This is what I mean by say I do sticky notes on every chapter. This is my favorite way to summarize a book that I'm reading. It just helps me be able to readily know what happened in each chapter and not have to annotate as thoroughly on the page. I still like to underline and highlight, as you can see, but just writing the key points of what happened in each chapter and the page number that it happened on makes it so much easier. I have no idea what I'll have to do with this book in totality. I'm not sure if we're gonna have to write a final page paper over possibly this book or any of the other books, but just making notes on each chapter like that just helps so much immensely. Just whether you have to write a paper about the book or if you just have to answer questions about it, it also helps you just remember in general what happened in the book. So made it to chapter 30. That was the goal for today. I read about 50 pages honestly, or I listened to them rather, because I use the rolling audiobook from YouTube. So we're now going to switch to looking at the article that I have to summarize for my Energy Humanities class. I don't have to do this article, but this is the one that I chose, and it's only 12 pages, and I started on it yesterday, and I got to like page 2 or so. So I'm just going to continue reading through it. The instructions for the summary assignment say to read through the article several times. I like to personally spend a lot of time with each page in the article and then go back several times and read it more, but I just like to do the first time that I read through it, just be really deliberate and really careful and just take my time to understand what's being said. So yeah, because reading it several times over just doesn't help like back to back. I just like to read it once and then keep returning and keep adding onto those ideas. So we're gonna do that. I've been taking my notes on GoodNotes. I think I told you guys that, and I do enjoy GoodNotes. It allows me to write on a page like it's a normal notebook, if you can tell, but then there's also an option where you can just type on the page, which I enjoy as well. But we're going to write on the page like a normal notebook today. And I also have a V-Live or a Weverse live of Yeojun. He's a K-pop idol, and I just sometimes like to watch like V-Lives or just people on live while I study, just because it helps me feel like I'm studying in a more, I don't know, filled environment. But there is most definitely times where I just literally will write in silence. But today I've just been in a V-Live mood, or Weverse live mood. So that's what we're gonna do right now, but I just wanted to check in and let y'all know that we got that reading done. That reading, I have been procrastinating reading Austen for like such a long time that I just had to share that little win with y'all. So let's get into doing this summary or article reading for our summary that we have Monday. Hey guys, it's a bit later. I finished the article reading and I took lots of notes. Also, my cat is getting up, so if you hear any creaking, that's her stretching like crazy. She's staring at me right now. But I was able to read through the article and take some notes, and then I also did an hour of work and then did a little bit of Bible study. I really have been enjoying just poring over the word and then being able to share what I'm learning using literally like my degree in English just with my platforms. So I got ready to just film a little video, but y'all, I always love seeing what I end up like sharing about, because my Bible study, I usually will just start with something that's been irking me and just find some scriptures about that, or something that just popped up in my head. And the verse, "Let the redeemed of the Lord say so," has been popping up a lot recently for me, and I went and studied it in my Bible, and my version says, "Let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story." And that verse just now hits so differently to me, because he continues to say, "Those he has gathered from the lands, from the east and the west, from the north and the south." He said, everybody that I done redeemed. And redeemed means to compensate for the faults or bad aspects of something. So he's saying everybody that I've compensated for, this is Jesus. Who Jesus is compensated for, because then, you know, if you start in the Old Testament, you're going to get to the New after you do a little study. I got to Ephesians 1:7 that says, "In him," referencing to Jesus, "in Jesus we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins in accordance with the riches of God's grace." So let the redeemed of the Lord say so. He's saying, let the redeemed of the Lord, let the people who I have compensated for the faults of, say that I have compensated for them. And let them tell their story, where they're from, the east and the west, the north and the south. Let everybody, come on, let's talk about Jesus. Like, how encouraging is that of a verse, and how I love reading the word for myself and then being able to just pour out what I've learned in overflow, because there are so many notes that I end up taking that I don't share because they're more for me. But just having an overflow of notes that I can share and just really show that like reading the Bible should be a fun thing, it should be an in-depth thing, and being able to tie my English major and my English literature like knowledge in breaking down the word and using the same tools that I use to break down Jane Austen or any book like the article that I just read, and applying that to the word is such a blessing. And I just love when the Lord shows you like how everything's connected. Guys, guess what came in the mail? A bunch of journaling supplies. I ordered this stuff from Shein like 3 weeks ago before I really looked into what I needed. So some of this stuff I'm like not even sure if I need for real anymore, but I only spent $10. But we're gonna unbox them together. First I ordered, oh wow, a bunch of washi tape. These are just all the different patterns and stuff, and I've showed you guys what you can use washi tape for. You can use this to basically put a pattern or a design on your page spreads, if it'll focus again. So if I wanted to do an orange spread, for example, I would use this orange tape. If I wanted to do a blue one or a green one, I would use these. This cute burgundy one, that one's cute too. Oh, there was a heart one if I want to go and like commemorate Valentine's Day. I don't know if you can see, but there is a heart one here. That would be a super cute one. I'll probably do that one for my February spread because I've been doing like spreads for each month, and they've been coming out super cute. And then I got more washi tape. I think this is just like different colors. Oh, this is a purple set. It's called Taro Pudding. Oh, that's so cute. This is just purple. Lavender is one of my favorite colors, so that's probably why I got this. But these are super cute. Then I got a pencil case because I actually don't have that many pencil cases, and I think this one was on sale, and it just has cute, I don't know how to pronounce this. I think it's capybaras, that's how you pronounce it. Then I got a bunch of gel pens, y'all, because I actually have been running out of pens. I've been throwing them out left and right. Like literally I will do my Bible time and throw at least one pen. It's crazy. Then I got some more sticky notes. These just have animals on them. I'm not sure why in particular I chose these, but I like these like sticky tab notes because it's easy to write on them. I'll have to see if I can write on these on pencil or paper though, because some of them you can only write on pencil in. Then I got some star sticky notes to go along with my heart ones, but there's quite a few in here. Then this is what I'm super excited for. This is like a paper hole puncher, and I got it in a heart, so basically it'll punch hearts in the sides of my paper. And then I got some more gel pens. So actually I want to do a like try spread with all the stuff that I got. This is my 2025 journal that I have yet to start because I was waiting for my supplies to come in. I still have another order waiting to come in from Shein of supplies, but I want to start with my January spread. I finished my 2023-2024 journal. I usually go through 2 of these a year, but 2023-2024 I kind of fell off of journaling, so I just combined these. So I just write the years on the side so I can keep track of them, but they're just an amazing way to track your memories and stuff. But I'm gonna start with my journal, my January spread, and try with all the little trinkets and stuff I got. I think I'm gonna do a purple theme, so I'm gonna turn on some music, put my headphones on, and do a little spread with you guys. Friday morning. It's currently 10 a.m. We woke up super late today. We woke up at like 8:30, then fell back asleep at 9, then just watched some YouTube, and now we're up, and that's reality. Some mornings I don't get up and seek God first thing, but we're working on that habit because I don't know, sometimes I literally will wake up and pray and talk to him and then chill for a little bit and then get up and seek the word, but it all looks different every day. But we're about to read the word right now, and we're reading Ezekiel chapter 41. We're getting towards the end of Ezekiel, and when we get towards the end, that means we can start reading 1 chapter a day instead of 2. I've been reading 2 chapters of Ezekiel every single day. up until the 20th. So I've been reading a lot of Ezekiel, and Ezekiel's chapters are not super short either. Some of them are, but majority of them are like a page and a half. So I'm reading like 5-6 pages of prophecy every day, and it's been getting a lot. So I'm so glad that we're down to one chapter and we're getting to a close of Ezekiel. This worship song came on during Bible time and it was such a vibe. Like, oh my gosh, I need to listen to indie worship more, but usually after my Bible time or before my Bible time, I'll clean my room, and I switched from my old room spray. I had like a pumpkin spice one to this fall harvest one. I bought this during the fall time. They literally were like marked down, I think, and so I just like bought two, but this one smells so good. Hey guys, it is 12:05. I have myself a nice cup of coffee and I'm about to get started on some work. I have 2 more hours to clock in for the week, or left to clock in for the week, so I need to knock those 2 hours out now. It's currently like 12 or so I'll probably be done doing work at 2. Then I'll probably take a break and read some more manga or something later. I really want to start a manga called Study Group because I've been watching the K-drama called Study Group, so that's my motivation to get through these 2 hours of work, is knowing that there's a cool new manga waiting for me. So yeah, that's the vibes. Pretty chill Friday, just trying to knock out some work before the weekend starts, because weekend is going to be a lot of just different activities. My little sister has a color guard competition, and then of course we have church Sunday along with other activities. So we're gonna get through this Friday and prep ourselves properly for the weekend. Okay, it's 2.5 hours later. We finished doing our work for the day and we've clocked out, logged our hours and all the things. But before I do my treat of Study Group, the manga that I was talking to you guys about, and also 𝐜𝐵𝐿, because every Friday I watch the new episode of 𝐜𝐵𝐿. It's one of my favorite shows just to watch as a Christian. Mostly harmless, fun, very little language, one of my favorites. I'm gonna get into the Christian nonfiction for the week. I've been reading But Then She Remembered, as I told you guys about earlier, but I have 2 more chapters left. So I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it now before I read or indulge in any other secular medium. I've been trying to make a good habit of doing that first, just because I feel like it's so much more of a fruitful experience when I enrich myself in like truly biblical truths, and then I sit and watch something funny or harmless or an intriguing story. Making sure that I prioritize God in it has been a big thing that I've been trying to do this month. But this chapter is about remembering when you feel weak, and I'm really curious to see what stories they're going to be talking about, because I've already started it, but I'm only on like the first page of the chapter, and they're mentioning the 2nd King story that Priscilla Shire actually mentioned in Fervent, which we read last week together. So I'm really curious to see what different take this author gives, and that's one of my favorite like parts of reading Christian nonfiction, is that sometimes you'll get really familiar with biblical stories because so many different Christian authors have taken and just interpreted the stories differently or showed you different details in the stories that you're not familiar with. So I'm gonna finish this and probably tell you guys my thoughts on it before I forget, because I often forget, and then we'll probably watch all my shows and chill a little bit later. But let's first finish reading But Then She Remembered to wrap up our Christian nonfiction read of the week. Just finished But Then She Remembered, and I really did enjoy this book. I feel like this is a perfect book for anybody who feels like their spiritual life has gotten a little monotonous, that they're just going through the motions, and that they've lost their like zeal or just purpose for reading the Bible, and they just kind of are just doing it and seeking God just because they're supposed to. This book really does kind of wake you up and just remind you of like the God that you serve, but there's also so many different questions at the end of each chapter that really does force you to think deeper about you being a Christian and like what that means, but also what it means to study the word, what it means to literally serve God. Like I feel like it just spoke a lot into the power of God, but also like why you need to remember who he is in case you might have forgotten. But I also like how this book speaks into the fact that like modern day we are reminded and remembering so many other things other than the word of God, and that's why you have to be so intentional with remembering God. And there was a quote that she said that if we just treated God like a checklist, like it takes out the relationship of it. Just like if a husband were to give his wife flowers and say, here, I got you flowers because it was on my checklist, it completely puts a sever between the two, and it stops their relationship from flowing, and it makes their relationship feel more as just something like a ritual. And so it's really important to keep your relationship with God at the center of your heart when you're going through your routine. I really like this book. I feel like it was really practical. It wasn't all too long, but I feel like to get the best effects, you should take your time and really read through the questions at the end of each chapter. She encourages you to dive into the word as well. There's so many different scriptures that she has at the end of each chapter that are just really, really good. So I really did enjoy this book, and I'm glad I read this as my Christian nonfiction for the week. Okay, it's a bit later. I read a bit of study group, and then I realized that I need to work a little bit more on my summary assignment before the weekend starts. So I'm about to turn on A Different World because there's no new episode of _𝐻𝐵𝐻. My plan was to watch _𝐻𝐵𝐻, and when the breaks go, because I watch _𝐻𝐵𝐻 on Hulu, when the breaks come on, just work on the summary questions and summary assignment. But there's no new episode. So we're just gonna watch A Different World and kind of work on the questions as I feel. The summary assignment has questions listed that my professor provided to help us like write the summary, and it helped immensely when I wrote the first one. So I'm just gonna do this and probably stop around 4 or so. It's currently 3:12. I can't remember how long it took me last time to answer the questions, but I remember it did not take me all too long. And I remember I also did the same method. I was like watching some type of show, and every time the show would take a lull or something would get uninteresting, I would just go to answering the questions. But it helped immensely because I took notes when I read the article earlier this week for the summary assignment. So we're just gonna get a little bit of work done before I call it a wraps and like really start the weekend chill and end this vlog out. But I just wanted to do a little bit more work together before I close this week out.